All right, welcome to episode 3 of my little Yahtzee, Dicey, whatever you want to call it, game that I'm developing. So I was gone last week. Sorry if any of you joined me, although I'm not sure I have many people watching, but yeah, I had to be out of town, so glad to get back. I have gotten some stuff done, and thought I would tell you about that. Anyway, so here's what I've done. So that is the wrong project. Let me get the right one open. Yep. Okay, so I'm opening up the. I got some training this week on a really cool open source .NET implementation of what's called the actor model, Akka.net. I might eventually do this game using Akka.net, but not today. So anyway, here we are, opening up Dicey, and so let me get the latest. I did some work on it during my lunch break today. So yeah, so and I'll show you what I've done. Sync. And I'm going to pull. It says there are no incoming commits. I don't think that's correct. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah. Cool. And there's a way to check. What I worked mostly on the what was it? The hand is what I worked on today. Yeah. Good. So, all right. So here's what I did last time. So if you think about it, with Yahtzee, you've got to have hands. Yeah, right. So you've got. I'm calling it hands. I'm not sure what else to call it. If somebody has a good suggestion, feel free to ping me. But let me show you what I mean. By hands, I mean the one are called aces, twos, threes. So that's how many ones do I have, how many twos, how many threes. Then you have full, you got full house, you got 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, you've got Yahtzee, and so forth. So and each of those is comprised of a set of 5 dice. So what I did last week is I went and added some tests and some code that actually can be used to see if we're getting the right values back. So anyway, so what I did is I've got these. The way I'm implementing this is each hand is going to have a set of rules, and they have to validate. This whole set of rules has to validate to true, and we could define what does it mean to be valid. Still kind of actually working through that. Something that I'm not working through is the idea that you need a formula to get a score from each hand that is on the game card. So I probably should have had this up, but let me just pull this up real quick. You don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, so yeah, this is the these are the what I'm calling the hands. These are the the lower section of the hands, and here's the upper section of the hands. And when you have a set of dice, they can return scores based on this formula. So I might pull that back over a few other times, but put that back here. So what I've done here is I've created basically a way of calculating the score formula and the again a kind of is valid check for each of the types of hands. So the way that's working is I've got created this class called calculator, and you pass to it, when you instantiate it into the constructor, a list of rules, a score formula, a name, a description, and so forth. And so if you look at what I did here, I actually So here I have a test, and the test I'm testing for is 3s. So again, if you look here, there's a hand called 3s. And how do you do it? You sum the dice with the number 3. So what I'm doing here is I'm calculating to see, hey, if I have some dice that have 4 sixes and 1 1, well, what should that do? Well, it doesn't have any 3s, so it definitely doesn't validate, quote unquote, and your score should be 0. And yeah, so anyway, so that's, for that is for the aces. That's testing for 1s. So in this case, that was kind of my first test. Let's just jump straight to that. So here I'm testing for aces, and if I've got 1 ace, my score should be 1. If I've got 2 1s, the score should be 2. And here I'm saying, here's what I'm passing in, and here's the expected value. And so this test case should pass or fail.